Hey guys, Jake here, and today I want to talk about Forza Horizon 4. This is actually a video idea I've been wanting to do for ages, and that is about the bloat of Forza Horizon 4. Now, usually the traditional idea of bloat goes among the car list or how much, content there is in the game, and that is definitely a part of bloat, but bloat extends to Forza Horizon 4 in many ways that you may not think at first. Now, what is bloat? Bloat in video games is usually defined as, so much content kind of building up over time that the quality of it goes down in general. That's what happened with Gran Turismo in the PS3 era, because they just copied over their low quality cars from the PlayStation 2 on a PlayStation 3 game, and they were completely out of place, but it made them say they could have more cars in the car list.
When they said 500 cars, I said make it 1,000. When they said realistic damage was impossible, I said make it work. Said realistic damage was impossible.
And while that kind of bloat does exist in Forza, I'm kind of stretching the definition of bloat a little bit. It's bloat that does add, quantity over quality, but also makes the game feel more sluggish, makes the game feel fat, and I'll explain that in just a little bit. But first, I do want to say, I kind of had this video idea a while back after I made my Blueprint Suggestions video, but I was a little bit hopeless about making any other Forza Horizon 4 feedback videos because I really don't feel like Playground listens to the community much. Meanwhile, Turn 10, I've seen them reply to nearly everything I've given them an @ on Twitter for. And I know it's a different kind of player response, but I really like the one-on-one communication Turn 10 has, so that's just why I haven't been making any Forza Horizon 4 feedback videos in a while. But the reason why I want to talk about feedback is because this is something that obviously I don't think they're going to change for the next game because the model's already working for them, but this is also something that can't be changed in an update because it's part of the game design, not just in the car count. And the biggest area that I feel Forza Horizon 4 is so bloated in that it's absolutely ridiculous is wheel spins. Have you ever paused the game, tabbed over to the right, and you saw that you had like 2, 5, maybe even 10 wheel spins, maybe even a super wheel spin or two that you didn't even know you had? And then you usually just end up getting a bunch of cars you don't want, and you might sell a couple, but usually it's nothing that great. Everyone loved to complain that there were too many clothing items in the wheel spins. But here's the thing, they actually balanced that out. While you got clothing items in the wheel spins, they wanted to make sure players got, cars and stuff like that as well, because they give them more wheel spins. Now, where did these other wheel spins come from? Well, in the Horizon Life section, you can actually see that there's so many little things of progression, so many little progression boxes that you can progress through, such as photographer, tuner, designer, road racing, cross country. There's so many little progression tabs that you end up leveling up without realizing it, and then you get a wheel spin. They have more items that people may not want, but they have more wheel spins to compensate. And the fact that the number is so inflated makes me just feel, there's no excitement to getting a wheel spin anymore. Wheel spins are something I would rather not have. It's something like, oh yeah, there's a wheel spin, I'm just gonna click on it, I'm gonna be done, I'm gonna be over with. Does anyone remember when wheel spins, you just got them one time, every time you leveled up, you couldn't manually buy them with credits or anything like that, and it was actually kind of anticipating? In Forza Horizon 4, that feeling is completely gone because you just get far too many of them. And like I said, in wheel spins, a lot of times you're gonna get cars because you get so many wheel spins. What do you do with most of those cars? You probably just chuck them in your garage and you never ever use them again. Now, what can you do with these cars? Well, you can't sell them, so you might as well put them on the auction house, and then everybody just tries to put these on the auction house, but nobody wants them. So therefore they just stay as bloat in your garage forever. And speaking of bloat, it's not just in the car count, but in your personal garage because of these wheel spins. And before Forza Horizon 4 was released, I thought the car menu was going to be great. We could scroll through our cars so much faster. But this also made me realize it puts a lot less value on each individual car. There's such a small thumbnail of each car, but there's just so many white squares, and I don't even use most of them. There's so little value put on the cars when the cars are the main thing in the game. I seriously want to know, how many of you guys actually drive most of the cars you get from the wheel spins? Because I sure don't. I'd rather sell most of them. Right when they started giving you too many wheel spins, they also got rid of the ability to sell cars. Now you can sell a car that you already got in a wheel spin if you get it in a wheel spin, But there were plenty of cars I got before that update, and also plenty of new cars that I get that I don't care for at all. I don't know why I can't sell them like you can in every other racing game. Now you could say they maybe don't want people to, sell cars because they want people to use the auction house, but the thing is that the sell feature was still omitted from the game even before the auction house came back in Forza Horizon 3. So the addition of too many wheel spins giving you too many cars, as well as your garage just looking like it's just so full of stuff that you don't want, makes the game just feel so bloated to me and feel like they're not putting much value on the cars. You don't even get to see a very good picture of it. In my opinion, I have no idea why Forza Horizon has never adopted the car menu of Forza Motorsport 6 and 7. Go left and right to pick your car manufacturer and go up and down to pick the car. It's the smartest idea to me, and it gives you a really good preview of what your car looks like as well. It's pretty much perfection for Forza's menu in my opinion. And it came out in Forza Motorsport 6 in 2015, yet it wasn't used in Horizon 3 nor Horizon 4. I don't understand it. And I'm not saying to make something like Need for Speed 2015 where you can only have 5 cars for the value proposition. I just don't want to have a million cars that I don't want in my garage. And I think my opinion about wheel spins is just super unpopular. I think if anything, give us more clothing items. I don't want more and more bloat in my garage. And I miss, thinking about my garage is, my garage. They're my cars that I picked out, that, I customized, that I drove so many times, but most of the cars in my Forza Horizon 4 garage don't even feel like my cars. I guess that's why the favorites menu exists, but I shouldn't be using it as a way just to, think of, oh, this is the cars I actually want to see, and not all the crappy cars I got from wheel spins that I don't give a crap about. And when you have so many cars, obviously that's going to inflate your file size and your loading times. Forza Horizon 4 is abnormally slow to load. Everyone likes to complain about Grand Theft Auto 5 loading, but Forza Horizon 4 has always taken far longer for me, and I'm storing both on a standard hard drive. And I think it might actually be worse on the PC version than on the Xbox One version, because on PC I often notice when I go to press the start button and I press A, it goes away from the McLaren Senna video, and I notice it just goes on a black screen for several minutes sometimes with the music still playing, and then it'll actually start the loading process, and I have no idea what it's doing there, but sometimes it'll stay on there for a minute or more. And Forza Horizon 4's wall of loading extends to inside of the game as well. I'm pretty sure most of us know what Forza Horizon 4's loading screen looks like by now. You start a race, you go into a white room, and you see these screens around you. You see your avatar doing whatever dance you have, you see your car opening its doors, hood, whatever it supports, and you watch that for 30 seconds, and then you're in a race. Most other open world racing games that I've played seem to start races much, much quicker. Need for Speed 2015 is a good example in my opinion. If you just press the right bumper, you are immediately in, and you immediately have AI around you. And in Forza, things can usually take up to 30 seconds. I know there are props for the races and things like that, but it really doesn't seem like these should take that long to load. But that's just in single player. Online, when I want to queue for, say, a playground game, or sometimes Eliminator, it will take several minutes, and a lot of times it'll actually just drop me out of my queue and then force me to requeue again, take another several minutes, and then I'm in, and then I have to wait for other people, and then you go to the loading screen, and then you're finally in the thing you queued for probably 10 to 15 minutes later. It takes an absurdly long time to get into most matches, and it's often an unreliable connection as well. And the long time it takes to get into a match, as well as the unreliable connection combined with that, makes me not play Forza Horizon 4 online at all really anymore. But that's enough of my ranting. So that is why I think Forza Horizon 4 feels bloated. You get too many cars to where you feel like your own garage isn't even yours anymore. It's just cars that the wheel spins gave you. And because the cars aren't really individually valued in the car select screen, I feel like my cars only make up 1/3 or half my garage when I'm scrolling through it. And in the extremely long loading times, even if it's justified for car quality, world quality, it just takes forever to get into the game, into a race, or into an online session. And that's why I don't really play the game all that much anymore. Forza Horizon 4 has a lot of great things going for it, but it's become a slog of an experience in my opinion. For the next game, in my ideal world, I would prefer to have wheel spins completely gone and adopt a level up system just like Forza Motorsport 7 where you actually get to pick your reward. I think this system is far, far better than anything Forza Horizon has done. But with things like the car select screen not being the same between both Forza Motorsport and Horizon, it's safe to say that these two series don't have to adopt mechanics from each other. And as for the loading, that's going to be a harder issue to fix. Hopefully with the next generation of hardware with the Xbox Series S and X and PCs with solid state drives, hopefully we should see faster loading times when the next Forza Horizon game hopefully optimizes the loading for solid state drives. Anyways, I'm really curious to see what you guys think about this, as I know I probably have a very unpopular opinion about wheel spins. I've heard pretty much no one else say this before, especially about the I wish we got more clothes instead of cars because we just get too many cars. But I'm pretty sure we can all agree that faster loading would be nice. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I'll see you guys later.